Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Sports Dynasty NFL. I'm Trevor and this is Juan. But before we get started, like you always do, like and share, subscribe, and be a part of the conversation. Week 18 is officially finished. The regular
It
season
is
is
done.
now completed, and now the final 14 have their shot to Glendale for a Super Bowl championship. And there's a lot of things a lot of this roller coaster ride of the season, because let's be honest, a lot of roller coaster emotions going on here. Well, let's see how it plays out now. Some teams will be in the on their quest to destiny for their championship, and others have been finally put out their misery.
Yeah, we have. So we're gonna go through games that don't matter real quick, get them out the way. Then we will remind you of the standings that are holding right now. The schedule's not out yet, right?
No,
Okay.
schedule out in May.
No, I'm talking about schedule as in like what's happening to Saturday and Sunday.
Yes, yes.
It's completely out.
Yes.
I gotta find it. I didn't even see it. I don't even know. Shit. That's unprepared. Well, that's unprofessional. Whoops. I'll find it while one of us talks about something, and then we'll talk about misery because he's quoting something, and we'll go through the rest of the action and see what's up. So let's go through some stuff real quick. Like one of Saturday's action, the Chiefs beat the ever-loving crap out of the Raiders to the point where they were literally playing a ring around the rosy play to disrespect the shit out of them.
That was
yeah, we're done.
Disrespectful thing I've ever seen in my life. Wow.
Yeah, Chiefs had the first seed. That's it. It wasn't even hard. Whatever. Buccaneers, Falcons. Falcons got to win after Tom Brady sat down. Cute. Congratulations. Whatever. That doesn't make a damn difference. Texans and Colts. Texans just lost the number one overall pick because Lovie Smith decided to win because he said, you're going to fire me anyway, so screw you.
Good for him.
So the Bears are number one overall pick because they got their ass beat by, as expected, by the Vikings. Good, cute. Vikings won for no reason because they stood the third seed. Ravens and Bengals. Ravens said they threw the game because they were like, we got screwed out of all this because of what, unfortunately, what happened to Hamlin. So I'm like, screw it. They sat everybody. They lose. They're the sixth seed.
We're gonna play you guys anyway. So
yeah, this is literally gonna be a rematch, the exact same spot next week. So, same 49ers. They want the Cardinals started off with a little bit of fireworks, maybe for JJ Watt, and then the fireworks quickly got extinguished, and then the 49ers hung 38 on the head. So whatever. 49ers are the second seed. Giants and Eagles. So the Eagles started off with fireworks, and similarly to the Cardinals, it got extinguished very quickly. And the Giants were an onside kick away from possibly being jerks to their division rivals. Huh. And Kenny Galladay got a touchdown. Wow. A Kenny Galladay sighting. I can guarantee he will not be playing next week.
You know what's crazy at that game? You know who's probably feeling like garbage after that?
People who bet the Eagles 14 points spread.
That too, the Minnesota Vikings, because they're like, oh, we probably don't have to play the Giants. Guess what? You still have to play the Giants.
You gotta play the Giants, homie. Have fun.
And they want that, yes.
All right, and we're gonna hold this Cowboys on because we have to make fun of them. So there's gonna be some time for them. Chargers and Broncos. See, there was this one thing that I didn't. Everybody, I'm sure, is talking about it already, and I can't wait to hear more about it while I'm at work listening to sports podcast. Why the fuck were the starters and the Chargers playing? And you know what happened when the fucking starters are playing? Guess who's probably not playing next week? Mike Williams. He got dinged up in this game. Why the fuck was he in the field in this game? Now they lost their deep threat against Jacksonville, who beat them already, by the way. Now they may not have Mike Williams, so that's a deep threat gone for Justin Herbert. Jacksonville has a very high shot winning this game. And if that happens, this bastard better get coached. The coach better get fired. Because why was everybody playing? Justin Herbert was playing into the fourth quarter. Why were you playing?
Sir, we spoke about this weeks ago, about this exact game, except the circumstances were different. Saying that Denver was going to beat them. But it would have been funny if Hackett was still there. He would have beat them in his last game if we got canned and still would get fired. Now, chances are he going to lose his job anyway. Because this is incredibly stupid.
And in a worse fashion to me, though. This is worse. If they would have been like they needed this game and they would have lost, okay. You played your starters in a literal meaningless game, and now one of your biggest players is now on the shelf because he was on the field when he didn't need to be on the field.
And you got still lost.
And yes, they were getting their ass beat while their starters were there. And so this is not because of backups. Denver hung 31, I think, before Justin Herbert and them went to sit down. So they got their ass beat. People not talking about it because Dallas is even worse. Jesus. But the Chargers, the same thing happened to them. They're going into a playoff game now, getting their ass beat by Denver of all teams. And now they lost their deep threat receiver, who is very important to their offense. May not play now. He was basically carted off. A guy who's known to be injury prone. I understand the incentives and all that, but when it comes to playoffs, F your incentives. You're going to get paid in the playoffs anyway. Just stay healthy. But he played, and now look, you might lose this game. That's how important. You know, I'm not a Mike Williams fan. I don't like Mike Williams. I think he's overrated, but he's definitely very important to Justin Herbert. that is a fact, and he may not have him now because this coach is just. I just don't get him. I cannot. I've never wanted someone to get out of the NFL faster in my life, and Patricia exists. This dude needs to go. It's insane. They may lose the playoff game because they lost their most important receiver. It's insane. Wow. Is that it in terms of meaningless games? I think I skipped the Panthers game, but forget it. We'll say I do it on purpose because who gives a shit? Okay, now standings. That really pissed. I was so upset yesterday. I seen Mike Williams get hurt. I'm like, look, oh my god, and I don't like the Chargers either. But like, come on, bro, stupidity. All right, it's probably a little redundant that we're gonna go through the standings before going through the action, but whatever. We'll just do it twice. So, official standings for the playoffs coming in. This is the AFC side. The Chiefs are the number 1 seed. Bills are the 2nd seed. Bengals are the 3rd seed. Jaguars are the 4th seed, as we saw on Saturday. The Chargers are 5th seed, but they decided to sacrifice one of their receivers because God knows why. The Ravens are 6th seed, and the freaking Dolphins just limp their asses into the 7th seed. Yeah, sorry, Pittsburgh. Now, NFC side. Eagles limping their way into the 1st seed. They probably needed this bye more than anyone ever. 49ers are the 2nd seed, with the Vikings are in the 3rd seed. Buccaneers, unfortunately, are under 500 because they gave the game away. That sucks. They are the 4th seed. Cowboys will go. They tripped their way into the playoffs in the 5th seed. The Giants let the game go. They are in the 6th seed, and the Seattle Seahawks are the 7th seed, and we will talk about why. I probably last because that was the last game. All right, now let's go over the Titans Jaguars really quick while I look for the schedule.
Okay, so the Jaguars came to play. They came to play. It looked
that was very fast. I already found it. All right.
they damn, that threw me off guard.
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Now, came to play. Trevor Lawrence looked pretty poised there. The Titans looked like they were going to pull away early in the first half, but you know, you have a guy named Joshua Dobbs who, I'm not gonna lie to you, I keep saying this. He's not an NFL quarterback. He's not gonna help you do much. That pick, the fumble that led to the scoop and score, but that was ultimately when the game for them. I was like, come on, man, like you're not a running back. Like, yes, you can run, but you're not a running back. Hold the ball like a regular human being. Like, so careless, and especially in the game of magnitude where like the game was slipping away. But it's good. The Titans didn't make the playoffs. It's good because no one wanted to see their whack asses in there anyway. It's good for Jacksonville. Jacksonville started finishing the season strong, 6 in a row, division champions, and with the Mike Williams situation getting hurt, who think they'll actually win they may win a playoff game. They might win a playoff game just to get slaughtered by the Chiefs in the divisional round. But Trevor Lawrence won a playoff game.
That's precisely what's going to happen. Yes.
Anyway, I'm very intrigued with the matchup between Herbert and Lawrence. Obviously, everyone's intrigued by that, but
all right. So what I got from this game was Tennessee looked way better the entire game, but they never scored to pull away. So I'm looking at this. I'm like, they are going to lose this game. You probably saw that from the end of the first quarter.
I did.
They're going to lose this game. Tennessee's going to lose this game. They're not doing enough to put Jacksonville away. They're outplaying them. The numbers show it. Tennessee had the ball for 36 minutes. They got 312 yards while Jacksonville got only a 222. Okay, Tennessee rushed for 147 yards to Jacksonville's 19. That Tennessee absolutely obliterated ETN and that running game. All right. Uh, Tennessee had 19 first downs and 4 sacks and ran 72 plays on them. But it was always 13-16. 13-16. I'm like, they're going to lose this game. It only takes one play, one screw up to lose the game. And there he goes. He got strip sacked, took the freaking just scooped it, and that's all she wrote. And I knew. I said, there it is. You didn't put him away. And this might be a small theme of today because we're going to talk about a certain team in Boston who has a very similar problem at the same position. When you don't have a quarterback that's going to make the plays for you to put games away, that is what's going to happen. And that's it. And it's not Tennessee's fault. Their quarterback that was supposed to do this for you, unfortunately, carried too much burden on his back because Tannehill actually played pretty well throughout the majority of the season. But there's too much crap that Tennessee was going through. He wound up breaking his ankle and couldn't play. Because if he was in this game, they would have won this game. So if he played the season, they wouldn't have been as mess in the first place. They would have, in my opinion, Tennessee would have been won the division. But that's what I got from this. You got to put him away. You don't put him away, there you go. Sorry. And Jacksonville goes on because Trevor Lawrence was disgusting in this game. He was horrible. Missed 2 wide open shots for touchdowns in this game that would have put Tennessee away a long time ago. Especially the first one, wide open in the end zone. Mother trucker threw to his mother in the stands or something. I don't know what Trevor Lawrence is looking at. He was bad in this game. It sucks. I always talk about Tennessee's front like if they just straight maulers, and they definitely mauled that Jacksonville offensive line the whole game. Quarterback got to finish, boss. He didn't finish. Well, congrats, Jacksonville. Hopefully, Trevor Lawrence got the stink out of him because he can't play that against the Chargers. Hopefully, he won't, and they can get some wins. That'd be cool. Okay, next. Next. What do we want? All right, so let's do the Seahawks one because this involves a team that doesn't matter. All right, so Seahawks. I thought the same thing was going to happen. Actually, it kind of did happen. The Rams didn't want to put them away because the Rams actually looked slightly better than the Seahawks themselves. Also, I thought the Rams defense definitely came to play. I thought the Rams defense definitely made plays when they had to do it. Even though Seattle got way more yards, got way more offensive stats also. I personally thought that the Rams actually should have probably won this game. But
Quarterback.
Like what I said, the theme. Quarterback can't put him away, can't make the plays because Baker actually started off pretty decent, and then he just could not find anyone at all ever in the second half. Right?
Probably not what you want to do in your final and possibly your final game of a team right now, but
yeah, it was pretty bad. But there was this. I think it was this game. Was this a game that had the egregious? I don't know if it was this game or the Jets game that had the egregious horse collar tackle. I forget which game. I don't know. It was this one of the Jets. One of these. I think it was this one. I know this is the one where Ramsey got the stupid ass I was gonna say roughness call because he hit Geno out of bounds. I know that was this one. Maybe that was the Jets. That was probably the Jets game I'm thinking about. I don't remember. Fuck. But so forget it. I think that was I think it was the Jets game. But that flag cost them anyway because that would have cost them. If I'm not mistaken, that was supposed to set up the game-winning field goal in regulation, but Seattle somehow missed, if I'm not mistaken. So the Rams got lucky. I saw that. I'm like, all right, so the Rams have a chance. They might actually steal this game. But then, bro, that underthrow was so bad. That was like you don't belong in this league level. That was one of the biggest
Stevies. The words out my mouth.
Yeah, the biggest Stevies I've ever seen because this dude was wide open, bro, wide open, and he just sailed it. There was no zip. I could not believe that. And nobody likes Baker. Everybody thinks Baker Mayfield sucks, and I'm close to that camp. Now I am, but beforehand, I'm close to that camp. But I didn't think not even he will sail the ball as bad as he did in that throw. My God, this dude had easily about 15 yards of space to get the touchdown, and this dude. I'm like, well, he just threw his last pass, at least as a starter. Because he, based on all the quarterback crap we've seen this year, he's going to be in the league. He's going to be a backup. But as a starter, that is clipped. You are never going to be a starter in this league again, buddy.
And
Baker's gone.
Officially a bust.
Yeah, so there's your little gravestone. It's clipped. Your starting career for Baker Mayfield is done. Kenneth Walker played. I like Kenneth Walker in this game pretty well, especially down the stretch. He really carried this Seahawks offense, especially in the overtime game. So they won. So with that win, that took out Detroit's chances of making the playoffs before Detroit even had a chance to play. So Detroit was basically in a position to pay spoiler or bend over and let Green Bay make the playoffs. So that was their positioning. But I don't like how Seattle looked that much. They're going to get blown the fuck out against the 49ers. And that's the first game that's going to be on. So, yeah. All right. So we got 1, 2, I think 4. No, we got 5 because we want to make fun of Dallas. So let's get our game out the way. Let's get it done. So we're talking about the Bills game. So the Bills literally scored a touchdown in what was like 5 seconds.
Literally the first.
Yeah, like 5 seconds.
5 seconds of the game.
About
Naheem Hines,
who does not return kicks, return a kick.
Yeah, but that wasn't the first thing he did though. He did. He said, "Oh damn!" He gave him a big return. It's not gonna happen again, right?
Coach Chisel.
Go.
Coach Chisel Adonis.
Oh man, but special teams was so bad. It was so bad. Mac played well in the first 3 quarters. The offense did played very well. You know, doing what they can, especially in the end of the first half when Devin McCourty picked off Allen at the end of the half.
Yep, which is most likely his last of his career.
And so I'm thinking, all right, cool. If you think about it now, it's at halftime, right? At halftime, I think it was 17. No.
At halftime, it's 14-0.
It's 14-0, right? So I'm thinking to myself, it could have easily been 14-7, 17-7 because Bills not scoring. They're not scoring offense. They're not scoring.
This was easily Josh Allen's worst game against the Patriots in 6 games.
Yes,
easily.
Terrible. So I'm thinking, all right, cool. They can steal this game. They can steal it. They're playing very well. They're having the Bills on their toes. You know what I'm saying? They're playing like they want this. They're saying, yo, when you're in, you can control your own destiny. That's all you have to do. But then the fourth quarter happened.
Yeah.
Then the fourth quarter happened. Naheem Hines had a 103-yard return for touchdown again after the Patriots went up.
Yeah, it was to the point where Naheem Hines' kick return yards were more yards than the Bills' offense.
Yes. After the Patriots, after Matt Jones threw an amazing throw to Jacoby Myers to go up, that happened. I said, it kind of pretty much deflated the whole. For me, watching it as a family, even though I knew we were going to lose this game, but the fact that they made it more exciting, so we could actually steal this one. The fan came out of me again, and I wanted to see that. Come on, let's go. And then that happened, deflated. No pun intended, by the way. But that's what happens. Then Matt Jones threw 3 interceptions during this game, but 2 of which were some of the worst I've ever seen. Then I'm like, come on, it's completely killing drives.
One of them was to Aguilar, by the way. The first one.
What Aguilar?
Once I saw 15, I said, yup, that's a pick. I knew it.
Why is he on the team?
I don't know why he was in the field.
But anyway. And the crazy thing is that Bills had a lot of special team miscues as well. They muffed the punt, and Patriots get the ball back.
Slater, probably his final play he's going to make.
Yes. And we have a chance to cut it within 4 or 5. And then Matt Jones throws a very, very stupid interception in the end zone. I was like, come on, bro. Very stupid. At that point, I said, yeah, this is over. Like, we let them. We couldn't put them away. We couldn't take advantage. We couldn't put them away. And then when Josh Allen do that touchdown pass, I think it was to John Brown or.
Which one are you referring to? Because he had 2 of the sexiest throws you're ever gonna see. Was the Diggs one or the John Brown one?
Oh, Stephon Diggs.
The Diggs one? The one on the left sideline.
Yeah, Stephon Diggs, where they completely, the game was over. They're out of reach. Any type of comeback whatsoever, it was over from there. And I was like, come on. And the Patriots are not going to the playoffs. And you know what? Good. Good. Now Robert Kraft can sit down and evaluate what he wants to do with his team. His team. Like I said, right? His team. Take control of his team and figure out, because obviously he's not happy with how this went. And neither are we. And the fact that there's Patriot fans saying, "Oh yeah, we lost, but we need Miami to win, Miami to lose." Come on, Jets, hold us down. You're cheering for the Jets, really? You're cheering for the Jets to do something competent for you guys? No wonder you're about to lose. Mm.
This is another game where a team outgained the other and lost. This is the third one we already. Everybody else, we went through that outside of the Rams. It's oh man, I wish I could clip what I said in the AFC shakedown the day before, but that's too long, so I can't clip it here. That was like 30 minutes of just greatness. But I just completely destroyed coaching and destroyed Belichick, and Belichick gets like not much blame, and he deserves more blame than anyone. And he even said it himself. He's probably just being humble because I don't believe he believes that, but he actually does deserve more blame than anyone. And everything that I said wrong about the Patriots, you saw it in the Patriots game. You saw it yesterday. Everything. All three faces of the ball can never play good at the same time. Somebody has to mess up. So yesterday, it was actually a combination, low key, of all three. The ones we're going to give the least blame to is the defense, because you are playing against Josh Allen. So you're going to give up something. Like, it's Josh Allen. And so that's it. Like, I'm sorry. Even though I always disagree with all the play calling stuff defensively against Josh Allen, because I'm sick of having three fatties try to contain him. I hate when they do that, because everybody who beats up on the Bills, the little that happens, they never do that. But for some reason, that's what the Patriots do. I don't know why. So I don't know. Mind you, they still be getting ran on half the time. But offensively, they were great for about 2.5 to 3 quarters. And then the biggest criticism that we basically said is that Mac Jones is not good enough to make the plays when it needs to be made. And you saw it in full display in this game. Because even though the Bills started firing in the second half, this game was still winnable. Even with Naheem Hines doing fake stuff, the game was winnable. And he didn't make the play he's supposed to make. It just literally that simple. It's that simple. This team never goes the way it's supposed to go. Like, it's crazy. And like you said the same thing. I'm happy that they didn't make the play, because as a fan, they didn't fucking deserve it. They one of the worst teams I've ever seen. Like, this team is disgusting. I don't how they got 8 wins. I'll never know. That's indictment on the league. Because again, another thing I did in the rant was I read you all the offensive numbers that happened this year and compared them to past years and past teams that were compared to this one. And the offensive numbers this year are astronomically bad. They may be a little better now because there was some offensive stuff going on yesterday, but at the time, it's some of the worst. There are literally in bottom 7 in basically every statistical category in throwing offense. All of it. They're disgusting on offense. Okay, so I win on them, and everything that I screamed about was on full display. Bad play calling, not enough playing on the offensive line. As you saw yesterday, the Patriots lost like 3 offensive off direct tackles in one game. It was insane. Yesterday, Mac Jones can't get the throws in when he's supposed to. He's inaccurate because Jesus, he was still inaccurate. Even though he at one point he went 13 for 16 in the game, he was still extremely inaccurate in half of those throws. He was behind or too high because he forgot how to throw in mechanically. He just messed up his mechanics. I don't know what happened to that. He's supposed to be a smart mechanical quarterback. I don't know where that happened to. I know what happened to. Patricia took it out of him. But but everything that I screamed about, you saw on full display yesterday. There you go. This is easily the most undisciplined, stupidest team I've ever seen, and you saw it for display yesterday. That special teams conference was absolutely abysmal. And there you go. That basically goes you because 14 points and you lost by 12. I'm sick of talking about this game. I'm sick of this team. I'm happy. I don't have to see this team anymore. Thank God. Bill second seed. Good shit. Good job. Let's go, Hamlin. Move on. The other 1 o'clock game. The other AFC East game too. Jets and Dolphins. Yeah, this game was actually pretty bad. But since it has so much at stake, I continue to watch. But it was a bad game overall. when you have two teams playing their third stringers, or in this case, I feel like Flacco's their eighth stringer because they play like four quarterbacks instead of him throughout the majority of the season, which is already an indictment how on destroying Salah, because that man should have played all these other games instead of Zach Wilson and with the other, what the fuck's the other guy?
Chris Trevor was
That piece of shit. Yeah, that. So it made no sense to me. But maybe there's a reason why I didn't play him, because this offensive line, oh my God. This offensive line of Jets is absolutely disgusting. All Miami did the entire time was blitz. And they're not five, they blitz like seven. And it will get to them because no one gets open fast enough because no one can hold up a block. Michael Carter, the running back, was basically a six offensive lineman in this game because he had to block to save Joe Flacco on like a few of the dropbacks. So if Joe Flacco could heave it to Garrett Wilson, who is damn what a beast, by the way. I feel like we say it every week, but it's true. But this offensive line, my goodness gracious, it just absolutely failed this Jets offense. They could not get no push. And against Miami, out of all teams, Miami does not have a good defense. They have good players in the front, but not good enough to do this. And it is just, wow, this team got a lot more work to do than I thought. But Miami basically dominated in all offensive categories, and they won. I thought Miami outplayed them entirely the whole game,
They did.
but it was so close that it gave me hope that they would lose, similarly to Tennessee. But Miami got the job done instead, unfortunately. So they are in the seventh seed.
Which, to me, honestly speaking, I would have rather they give it to Pittsburgh.
Me too.
I would have rather Pittsburgh make the playoffs because at least they showed signs of life. The Dolphins, though they beat the Jets, and the Jets look horrific. I'm gonna say this again. I said this on the AFC Shake That, and Tommy disagreed with me, which is fine, whatever. But I know I have eyes, right?
Mm-hmm.
This Jet defense is young, overrated, but they're still good. Overrated doesn't mean bad. No, overrated just means that you're
That's
not.
a mistake that people do all the time.
Overrated doesn't mean bad. It just means that they're not as good as you're portraying them to be. They're good. They're not Super Bowl champion defense like a lot of people in the New York media are saying. No, of course not. They can get better. They can get a lot better. But even though the Dolphins couldn't put anything in the end zone, this game really felt like it was 27-6.
That's what it felt. It felt like they put up 20, yeah, because they messed up a few times once they got around the red area. Like center snapped the ball and they wound up losing 25 yards in a bad snap. I think Scotty Thompson got stripped in another play because he's dumb. Like stuff like that. Like that, all that little stupidity kind of happened around close to the red area and stopped them from scoring more points. They should have easily won this game. You want some numbers? The Dolphins did have the ball for 35 minutes, and you're probably gonna be like, "You see, the defense was on there so long." Blah blah blah. Wait for it. The total yards was 302 for the Miami Dolphins to 187 only to the Jets. The only got 140 passing yards. Miami got 17 first downs and they only ran 11 more plays. It was 64 plays to 53. But this is the big one. This is the one right here. The rushing yard total. Whoa. Miami actually ran for 162 yards. And you're going to be like, oh, but when they get tired, no. Raheem Mostert was absolutely obliterating this Jets front with ease in the first half of the game, which will equate and contribute to the fact that they had the ball for 35 minutes. Because when you run the ball, the clock doesn't stop. So that's why they have owned it. This team was running down Jets' throats the entire game. It wasn't the fourth quarter only. It wasn't the third quarter. No, from the first quarter on, the Jets got ran on by Raheem Mostert and company, and the Jets are actually lucky that Raheem Mostert hurt his freaking hand during the game, or he might have had a buck 50 by himself. That's why. So to support Trevor's point, yes, this defense is overrated, and Salah is looking like he's gonna have some eyes on him going into the offseason and into next season in 2023.
I agree because you know what? Like, also bring my point too. Robert Salah, like just like Frank Reich last year after the end of the season, I said coming into next year, our early predictions for the hot seat. Robert Salah, you're on the early pick for my early pick for hot seat because your decision making as far as the personnel and the decision making as far as coaching in game coaching is really bad. Has been really bad and literally cost you games. Losing to the Dolphins with Skylar Thompson is unacceptable.
You know, when you put up 40 on him the last time he played, Skylar Thompson.
Yes. When you put 40 points on him last time you played him, and you only scored 6 points against Skylar Thompson is unacceptable. Joe Douglas, I think Joe Douglas has done a great job as far as building the team. Obviously, they're moving on from Zach Wilson, which is pretty obvious they're going to move on from him. So now you got to try to bring in a veteran quarterback, which I think you need a veteran quarterback. Veteran quarterback that's, can do something with that. Now, as far as Saleh, I think Saleh is on the hot seat, and as he should. And as far as LaFleur, the offensive coordinator, I think he should be fired. Probably won't happen, but I do think he should be fired. He's not a good offensive coordinator. He's not. He really isn't. Last year was really bad. Last year. This year, with more talent, I feel like with a better quarterback, they could have maximized as much of his talent, but it's still, even then, still a lot of the play calling there was like weird. So, yeah. So, all eyes on the Jets coming into next year. We have a new quarterback. Coach Saleh is definitely on the hot seat for me. So
yeah, I thought they were stubbornly running the ball a little bit too much. Like this Knight kid got 12. It doesn't matter. 12 attempts for a 1.8 yards per rush. After like the fifth attempt, I'm like, you know what, Flacco, I'm sorry, you're gonna have to throw 60 times in this game because we can't run the football, dude. Like, it won't happen. You kept stubbornly trying to run the football, puts you in long distance downs every time, and that's easy for the Miami to be like, you know what, since we're like 3rd and 9, 3rd and 8, 3rd and 11, all I gotta do is tee off, and I don't have to do anything. You made it easier for the defense to do simple things on you that would normally not work against teams who have a brain. So, yeah, that's bad, bro.
Teeing off on him.
It was like 6 dudes every bit, and it will get there every time. And teams typically do that when it's 3rd and long, and there's nothing you could do about it. I don't know what to tell you. All right, so we can make fun of Dallas for about a few minutes. So go ahead. I don't care enough. Dallas sucks. So I gotta say, Dak is a huge problem, bro. They tried.
They tried to win this game, and you let a guy named Sam Howell get his first NFL career win against the Dallas Cowboys. This is the same Commanders team who literally shit the bed so bad yesterday that
last week
that they're out of the playoff picture. They have nothing to play for. Ron Rivera might get fired. Maybe fired by the end of the week. Who knows? Maybe not. Or before the season starts. He may be fired. Playing for absolutely nothing. And this is how you came out, Dallas. You're trying to win the number 1 seed. The Giants literally made that possible for you. Almost made that possible for you. Until the double happened. And this is how 26-6. Oh man.
You know what stat is killing me? I'm staring at this right now.
What?
Dallas ran more plays than Washington from 66-63. Washington had the ball for 36 minutes. How the hell you run more plays than the team that had 13 more minutes of time possession than you? What the hell is that?
There's a certain word I want to say, but I can't say.
What the hell is that?
It's very.
How does that happen?
It's very bizarro world, for lack of a better word.
They allow a $151 on the ground. So you've seen this run game. I'm telling you, run games be killing teams. Y'all want to sleep on it for the last 5 years. Run games work.
Now, Cowboy fans are probably gonna. Well, a lot of Cowboy fans are like, well, it doesn't matter, whatever. We're gonna go there and go to Tampa Bay and beat Brady.
Are you sure?
I don't know. So I'm not too sure about that. Not too sure about that. Tampa is hot dog water. I don't know if you're going to beat them.
They're getting healthier.
Dak Prescott is
not good.
Not good at all. You have a problem. And you know what's so crazy?
I think he should have threw like 4 picks, but he only threw 1. I remember the Rodgers had a couple hands on balls, but they didn't come down with them. He got the 1, the pick 6.
You do realize what's going to happen, right? The Cowboys are going to lose next week to Tampa, and they're going to blame Mike McCarthy. They're going to fire Mike McCarthy because they're going to fire him because he's out of here. And then Dak Prescott will. They'll have a built-in excuse. And know about Dak Prescott? I don't understand about Dak Prescott and how Cowboy fans and the media baby him. This is all I don't understand.
They do.
They baby Dak Prescott. They baby him. For someone who was a franchise QB, and getting paid all that money, right? You give him built-in excuses as if he were a backup quarterback. Yeah. When Cooper Rush was playing well, right? They'll say, "Oh, whatever." When he was terrible, that one game he was terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all said, "Oh, well, he's not a QB. We need Dak." Mind you, Cooper Rush has outplayed Dak the whole year, even in the little sample size he's played. But who's speaking there? But every time Dak plays bad, the media says, "Well, he." This coaching, personnel problems. You know, don't worry. He'll get it done. It's like you coddle him, it's baby him. It's like he's not very good. And the only thing that's gonna happen is he's going to fail again. And he's gonna be back here next year. I can't wait. I cannot wait. It's gonna be great.
I know you can't wait. I know you're very excited. Me, I'm just like, okay. Like, I'm just sitting back here like, all right, whatever. Same old crap we see every year with this damn team. I always think I look forward to it, but then not really. Whatever, I don't care about this team. All right, so, final game. Sunday night. So, remember when I said that Detroit, only thing they had to play for on Sunday night was play, spoiler, on the division rival Green Bay Packers? Well,
they did that.
They did that. The first half was pretty uneventful for the most part. We've seen a lot of duds in that one, missed kicks, and Aaron Jones fumbled that cost Green Bay. Missed kicks by Detroit, but both. I believe it was 9-6 going into half, if I'm not mistaken. And then I want to make sure I'm right because that actually matters because they started scoring touchdowns in the second half. Yeah, it was 9-6 Green Bay. And then Jameson Williams, man.
Remember that guy?
Yeah, he's rookie. Drafted like 11 or 12 overall, something like that.
That's the one that suffered the ACL in the national championship game a couple years ago.
That kid made a freaking difference in this game. Pretty good.
He's pretty damn good.
He's not bad. I thought he was pretty good. Really stretched out the field, exactly what Detroit needed. But Jamal Williams is going to be the other story. It's going to be the other story. Okay. That dude really can run the football, man. I always thought he was just a backup guy who just, put the head down and truck people to get in. That dude can run the football, bro. He's pretty damn good. 2 touchdowns on the day. I think he has, 17, 16, 7? I think it's 17 touchdowns in the season. Which is a shit ton, dude. This dude, I think he was the one who did the Naruto introduction. Like he was like Swag Kazekage, but he was a Swag Kazekage in that second half of the game because he really did take over. But Green Bay, man, how the fuck did they let this happen, man? That defense just bend over and let Detroit do whatever they want from Jamal Williams, huh?
Can I think a funeral is in effect right now. I do think that we should start, digging the grave and getting the headstone ready for the Green Bay Packers. I think we should.
In terms of what?
So in terms of, if you watch Aaron Rodgers' exit interview.
Oh, gotcha. I understand what you mean.
If you watch the next exit interview, the fact of the matter is that this is going. I don't see him leaving $50 million on the table. I mean, I wouldn't. So he's gonna come back next year. But you literally, There's literally no hope for the future for this team. Honestly, there really isn't. Because like you're so tied down to Aaron Rodgers now. It's like what can you do? What can you do to build on that and try to compete?
Make him retire.
Which is I wouldn't after $50 million. Detroit, this shows you that they're they're going to surpass you. That Green Bay, you have fallen from the waistline, and now
They got swept
people are
by Detroit.
yeah,
That happened.
yeah. And Aaron Rodgers played both games. It's not like you have a Matt Flynn playing one game and Aaron Rodgers played another game and he swept them that way. No, no.
No.
Aaron Rodgers played both games and he looked terrible. Especially that first game, he was horrible.
Yeah, he was absolutely disgusting in the first game. He wasn't very good in this one either.
So
he hasn't looked good in a while, actually. I actually can't tell you the last time he actually looked like a great quarterback, to be honest with you. He was pretty bad the entirety of the season.
So I'm thinking that we should take a grade because as far as the Green Bay Packers as a contender, I think those days are over. I think those days are over. They're just going to be a team that's just going to be good enough to stick around.
Mm-hmm.
But never, as far as getting into the dance and trying to make some noise and try to be the bride at the end of the tunnel. No, those days are over. At this point, this time, you're not even getting in the dance. You're not even getting into the ballroom. You're gonna be outside.
That defense, though, man, they had a really bad fourth quarter, bro.
They did.
They allowed a 7 minute touchdown drive to basically put the game away, and Aaron Rodgers threw the pick right after that. It ended it.
You know how Seattle fans, right? Watching this game, they're probably thinking to myself, the Lions have nothing to play for. Why would they help us? Why would they help us?
Because fluff Green Bay. That's why they want to help.
But I realized that that's Dan Campbell. People say we're gonna give you listen to the playoffs, but we're not over 500 now, right? Over 500.
Yes, they should be 9-8.
Yeah, over 500. Yeah.
Yes.
Over 500. Yes.
I feel like that I nailed that fucking pick. Now that I think about it.
Yeah, you did actually.
I did, right? 9-8. Damn. 9-8 and missed the playoffs, man. Off those tiebreakers. Again, I should never got blown out by the damn Panthers.
Yeah.
That was the game that put it away.
Because you would hit the playoffs easily.
Yeah.
And I'm San Francisco. I think San Francisco did not want to win the play-out early in the first round. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't think they wanted to play out in the first round. But
I don't know, because they used to beat the crap out of Jared Goff when he was in the Rams.
It's just a new type of.
No, it's new. It's different. I definitely hear you.
It's different. But
yeah. Seattle, you're in. Geno's in the playoffs. Geno set a franchise high in passing yards, and now he took the team to the playoffs in the first try. Russell Wilson, who?
Well, oh yeah, Pete Carroll. I'm not gonna apologize for
Nope,
you.
not doing it.
I'm not gonna do it.
If you do it again next year, then we have no choice.
I'm not gonna apologize to you. Yeah, but Geno Smith wants to get paid. He wants to get paid. Some team gonna pay him. Try to pay him.
Yeah.
So good for Geno getting his bread. I mean, you're not being San Francisco.
Hell no.
Not happening. But at least you say you got them there.
You did.
With this offense, with this roster was supposed to be the number 1 overall pick in the draft. You're now one of the final 14.
People thought that. I never understood that, but I thought they'd be like 5th though, which they are. I think
they are 5th.
They are 5th, but not from their pick.
Yeah, from Denver. From Denver.
So I was right on that part. They will be the 5th overall pick. It's not from their team. So let's go through the standings, well, the schedule rather, real quick, and then we'll let you guys go, and we'll talk about this more in depth in the next episode. So on Saturday, 4:30, the Seahawks, the 49ers game will go. 49ers are heavy favorites, as they should, and they're probably going to cover that spread. Jaguars and Chargers will be the night game on Saturday, which that is the game most people are looking forward to. Hopefully, we'll see some cool stuff. We'll see some good Trevor Lawrence magic in that game because we ain't seen it on the Saturday before. On Sunday, 1 o'clock, the Bills will host the Dolphins. God knows if we see Tua or not. I don't think we probably should because 3 concussions is probably something to be worried about. So I don't know where we're gonna see him. In other words, the Bills might have a bye week.
And anyway,
Yeah, probably regardless, probably right. Vikings will host the Giants at 4:30 on Sunday. That's one of the games, one of three games everybody's looking forward
I
to.
cannot wait. That's gonna be really good.
Yeah, Vikings are only 3-point favorites as of right now in that game, which I called. I knew it. They're gonna be around 3-2. I knew it. Vegas smells it. Bengals will host Ravens Sunday night. We'll see if there's a Lamar sighting. I think that probably will be Lamar sighting, but either way, Bengals most likely win that game. They're about a touchdown favorite right now. Figured. And Monday, chose Monday for this. They wanted the whole world to see this. Monday night.
Petty as fuck. Petty as hell. And I love it.
Tom Brady's going to host the Cowboys. And the Cowboys are actually favored in that game. So I lied. I think we will have nice value on the Buccaneers to bet. Well then, that should be fun. We'll see if the lines change by the time we do this review of the preview show for the wild card round. We're done here.
Peace, love, and applesauce. We'll see you guys soon. Happy day. Happy week.
He said happy day. That is the corniest thing. Oh my God. Thank God the regular season's over.
Thank God. That was bad.